Seniors, here's how you can build leg strength so you can ride a bike again. Stick around. Hey everyone, I'm Dustin. I have nearly 20 years experience in the bike and e-bike industry, and today we're going to talk about seniors, how you can build your leg strength so you can ride a bike again. Now, before we get into it, hit that subscribe button below, stay in touch with us here at 630. Be the first to know about all the new content we're putting out, giveaways we're doing, and of course, new product releases. All right, before I get in, I've got the Simple Step Through e-bike right here. It's a great e-bike to get riding again on with this low step through, real safe and easy to mount. Check it out, linked in the description or the corner of the video, or it'll be linked at the end of this video also. Now, I've done hundreds of test rides with senior riders, and I also have a spot here where riders can come to us in San Clemente and take test rides, and I personally handle a lot of those customers, and a lot of senior riders are getting back into bicycling because of e-bikes. It's an amazing thing. Now, I see a lot of riders that get back on for the first time after 30 years, literally experience their first ride right in front of me, and a lot of them find that they can't get the bike moving by pedaling. Now, not really an issue if you want to use the throttle. You can always use the throttle, which is the great thing of an e-bike, to get you moving, then you start pedaling. However, a lot of riders over the age of 60 are not comfortable jumping straight into the throttle. They want to be pedaling, they want to feel that control, and unfortunately they just don't have the leg strength, specifically if they've been off of a bike for a very long time. Now, the question is how can you build that leg strength to get riding again? So, I've got a couple different options, and I'll explain why each is good and bad all at the same time. Now, number one, getting back onto a bike, it's not just about leg strength. I see a lot of riders that get back on and they can't turn the pedals, or they can't get the bike rolling and pick their feet up. And what I witness is, in their mind, they feel like they can't get the bike moving because of their leg strength. I'm actually witnessing a couple things at play here. Number one, it is the leg strength. Number two, it's also the ability to balance. But number three, there's fear that is setting in now that they didn't experience 30 years ago or the last time they were on a bike and they just picked their feet up and went. Now they're feeling like, okay, if I pick my feet up and go, I may crash, I may fall, I may hurt myself, which is completely a justified thought to have, but a lot of times it prevents them from getting moving because they don't want to pick their feet up long enough to get the pedals going because they're fearing the crash. So all three of these things a lot of times work in unison to prevent senior riders from getting back moving on a bike again. So specifically right now, I'm going to talk about building leg strength, but just know there's also conquering the fear and keeping the balance as part of getting going on a bike again. Okay, so I've had riders come in, and the first thing they say after they can't ride is they say, you know what, I'm just going to be in the gym building my leg strength. I think that is great. That is a great first step into getting your leg strength back. Get on a recumbent bike, get on an exercise bike, and work at the resistance level that is first comfortable for you, and start to build your leg strength up over time. And as you start to feel yourself increase resistance on the recumbent bike, maybe jump back to a regular bike every 2 weeks and see how you do. Come back every 2 weeks. Maybe over the course of a month to 2 months, you'll have that leg strength necessary to get the pedals moving again. Now, the one thing I will say about training your legs and focusing on your leg strength, you can also add in squats, body squats, just like this. You could do lunges, anything that your joints are capable of. I would say that being on a recumbent is going to be the lowest impact to start building those muscles. And obviously the motion of cycling your legs will be a direct correlation to the motion on a bike if you're going on a upright exercise bike, not a recumbent. Now keep in mind, a recumbent is going to be a different pedal position and actually is going to work a little bit different muscles than if you're sitting on an upright bike. So that's important, that if you're getting to the gym to use the exercise bike to build strength for a bicycle, make sure that you are using an exercise bike in a sitting position that will correlate to the sitting position on a bicycle. Most times gyms have both options of exercise bike. You have more of an upright exercise bike, which is used in cycling classes, things like that, or you have a recumbent. I will say, while I do think a recumbent will help build leg strength, I don't think it's going to be exactly what you need to build leg strength for cycling. I'm not an exercise scientist, but from what I can think about, a recumbent's going to be a little bit more hamstring, and a upright bike is going to be a little bit more calf and quad. Now, hamstring as well, but that's why the correlation is not exactly the same. So keep that in mind as you go to the gym, and maybe you could start on the recumbent and work your way up to an upright. That's also an option as well. Now, the one caveat also about an exercise bike in the gym is there's no balance involved at all. So balance also requires mental energy while you are trying to ride a bike again, in addition to thinking about your leg strength and getting the bike moving, right? So not having to balance on an exercise bike allows you to put all your focus on your legs. When you get back onto the bike, you're going to have to keep the bike balanced as well. So if you're training and trying to get ready, I recommend do the recumbent, maybe come back to the bike outdoors and try to just get your balance, pick your feet up, roll with the bike a little bit, and maybe you can slowly work between the two of those as you build your strength. You want to be making sure you're building your balance in coordination with the strength. I would say if you're specifically going to the gym to train your legs to get them stronger, don't forget about the balance element. Try to get on a bike and practice balancing even for a few minutes a day. Then you can continue to work on your leg strength in the gym as well. I just fear that if you focus entirely on your leg strength, let's say for a month, and you come back to the bike and you're like, hey, why can't I do this? You know, it could be the balance thing, and at that point you won't have been working on your balance in any way, shape, or form. All right, my second way to build leg strength is to get a tricycle. Now, a lot of people I feel like think tricycles are either quitting or it's not really riding a bike. I totally disagree. We at 630 actually have some really great electric trikes and tricycles that will balance for you, that ride very nice, very easy, and you'll be able to keep up with other riders because they have gears and they also have motors if you need them. A trike is going to, again, eliminate the balance element. So if you're planning to move to a two-wheel bike, it's going to be different going from a three-wheel bike to a two-wheel bike. And prepping your mindset and how you steer on a trike is not going to set you up for success on a two-wheel bike. What it can do is get you pedaling again, get you riding again, get you pedaling through actual outdoor terrain, which you won't be doing on a recumbent bike in the gym. So if I had to choose, I would choose that you do a three-wheel bike outdoors versus a recumbent bike, because in the outdoor elements, riding a bike, you're going to experience things that you won't experience in the gym. Wind, divots in the ground, bumps, different terrains, and also the experience of pedaling your own body weight, right? So when you're outdoors, you have to pedal your body weight, pull your body weight, which will be the same body weight that will be on the two-wheel bike. And actually, it's going to be a little heavier because you're going to have it on a three-wheel bike versus a two-wheel bike. So when you're on that recumbent bike, you don't really pull any weight. You just push against resistance, and we won't know exactly the correlation between the resistance and your body weight. So we can't say if level 5 would be the equivalent to pulling your body weight on a bike. So it's a very loose connection. Now, still will build leg strength in the gym, but I like the idea of getting on the three-wheel bike first. Build your leg strength. Now, if your goal is to get to a two-wheel bike, I still say stay in touch with a two-wheel bike as you're riding that three-wheel, because again, you want to be training the balance and getting accustomed to the need to balance the two-wheel bike, which you don't have to do on an adult tricycle. Because if you continue to ride that three-wheel bike while not staying connected to the two-wheel bike at all, by the time you decide you want to switch, it's going to feel very different again getting back on that two-wheel bike. I see it every day. We do test rides with lots of people that swap back and forth. They're different types of bikes. and you want to make sure you're training your mind or refreshing your mind about the balance necessary to ride a two-wheel bike. Okay, now my last option, and I think is the best option to strengthen your legs to get riding on bikes again, is to get an e-bike. Now, if you're not comfortable with that or you have any fear at all, please choose the other two options, the recumbent bike or the three-wheel bike. But if you can get yourself moving and you feel comfortable with the balance, you just don't have that little bit of leg strength, an e-bike is absolutely a great option because you can let the assist kick in, or you can completely take off by pushing a thumb throttle. Then once the bike gets up to speed, then it's going to be much easier for your feet to rotate and keep the bike upright. So strategically, you can use the throttle as your body needs it on any given bike ride. Then you can also use the pedal assist, which this simple step through has 5 levels. So if you just need a little bit of assistance, put it in level 1. If you want a lot of assistance, put it in level 5. Now, again, I see a lot of senior riders over the age of 60 that don't want to jump straight into an e-bike until they feel they have the leg strength, and that's totally fine. But if you feel like your leg strength is there and it's more getting back or used to it, and while building the leg strength, by all means do it. And I will say this, e-bikes are not cheating. It is a tool that when used properly is life-changing and ride expanding. Now, an example I use is if you go to the gym, there's a pull-up machine you can kneel on and you can put weight on there. It's an assisted pull-up. It helps you do pull-ups. Is it cheating? Well, it's not a pull-up like you're hanging there with no weight, but it's going to help you develop the strength to get to the point where you can do pull-ups on your own. An e-bike is just that as well. It's a tool you can use to assist your body to build the strength to the point where you don't need it anymore if you don't choose to, or you can use it if you choose to. So it's already doing that for thousands of seniors across the world, actually hundreds of thousands of seniors, and I see it every day. They've been out of biking for a while. They couldn't ride anymore because their back hurt or something hurt, but now an e-bike makes it possible. So you can use the throttle, the pedal assist, the motor of an e-bike as you see fit. Maybe you get to the point where you still need to use level 1, but you're okay with that, and that's no big deal. But it's a great tool to build your leg strength if you should want to start doing bike rides without any electric assist at all. All right, so those are my 3 options for building your leg strength if you want to get back into cycling. Number 1, an exercise bike in the gym, preferably an upright riding exercise bike. Number 2, jump on a 3-wheel bike first. And number 3, get on an e-bike. All 3 great options. Figure out what suits your body best. And if you have any questions at all, please comment below or email us, the team@630.com, or call us 310-982-2877. Also, if you're looking to get back into cycling or get an e-bike, we have a proprietary body fit quiz on our website. Answer a few questions about your body and your life, and our algorithm will recommend the perfect bike or e-bike or 3-wheel adult bike for you. In addition to that, we have a test ride your bike policy. If you don't love it in the first 30 days, send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. In addition to that, we're going to warranty everything for the first year, take care of all the parts and labor no matter what goes wrong. Lastly, we have a Facebook group with thousands of members. Jump in there and join, and you can ask questions of our existing riders, see how they like their bikes, and figure out what bike is best for you and get comfortable with purchasing before you do. And once you have your e-bike or bike, you can post in the group, make friends. It's tons of fun. And then download our app in the App Store, both iOS and Google Play, and you can track your rides and compete on the leaderboard. So thanks for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey or experience. Enjoy the ride.